Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host. And Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Wellness Wednesday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about an interesting topic. Today we are talking about vocational wellness, more specifically, building vocational wellness through workforce development. And my very special guests, I have two, not one, but two guests, are Miss Reenee Williams-Walter and Mr. Khari Harrison. Both are from Career Source Capital Region, and I am super excited and delighted to have them on with me tonight. But before I bring them on, I need to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. So tag a friend, let them know they need to be on here. I want to hear from you. Tell us where you are tuning in from. Put your city and state in the comments so we can give you a shout out. And this is an engaging conversation. So your comments, your questions are very much so welcome. All right. So I see LinkedIn user. I see good evening, Miss Nicole. I don't know who you are, LinkedIn user. I don't know why LinkedIn is doing me like that tonight, but let me know who is that? Who is that tuning in? I see Steph is with us from Tally. Thank you for being here, Stephanie Clark. I appreciate you. Said currently in cold Dallas, Texas. Okay. Well, it's cold here in Tallahassee. In fact, I was going to mention today we had a snow day. So it started snowing last night in Tallahassee, Florida, and we had some rain, sleet, I think more on the southern part of the county. And yeah, when we woke up this morning, there were like inches of snow / ice around. So it's been a day of snowmen and snowballs and snow angels and all of the things, right? Because they told us to stay home today because we don't know how to act in the snow. We don't know how to drive in the snow. So they told us to stay home today. The schools were closed. A number of the businesses were closed. They asked for only the essential workers to be out and about today. So yeah, it's a snow day. Look, my front yard is still full of ice because although it was sunny today, it did not melt in my front yard. So it looks like a winter wonderland when you open my door. All right. So anyway, so yes, that is Cindy Stanford, Aces Matter. Thank you for joining us. So she said cold in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, it's cold. Seem like everywhere. Everywhere it's not normally cold, but we are grateful. We are here. We are warm and all is well. So I see my mom is on down in Miami. Thank you for being here. Also, Miss Potter, who is down in Miami. Thank you for joining us. We got Brittany Winston in Thomasville, Georgia. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and share my guest bios. So up first is Miss Reenee Williams-Walter, who has a diverse background in event planning, public relations, and sales spanning over a decade. Reenee holds the position of Rapid Response Coordinator, where she provides businesses with proactive strategies to prevent and minimize employee layoffs and business closures. She is known as the plug, literally plug, which stands for Partner Leverage for Ultimate Growth. She is a certified business engagement professional, and she uses her plugging it was recently recognized as one of the 25 women to know in Tallahassee, and it's by the Tallahassee Democrat. She also was a 2024 Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce Ambassador of the Year, and I was there when she received that award. So proud of her. And Community Change Agent recipient from Kaiser University. Beyond her professional career, Reenee finds joy in traveling with her family, going out into the ministry, cooking, gardening, and white water rafting and mentoring. So y'all help me welcome Mrs. Reenee Williams Walter.
Hi.
Hey, welcome.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me, Nicole.
You are so welcome. My pleasure. I said I was gonna ask you about who you are, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring Khari on so we'll all be here together. All right.
Perfect.
All right. So next up is Mr. Khari Harrison. He received his Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology from the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University in 1995. He currently is a senior account executive at Career Source Capital Region, primarily serving businesses in the healthcare industry. Previously, he was a staffing coordinator for Capital City Bank, professional recruiter for Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare, regional HR director for Waffle House, and dynamic future specialist at Career Source Capital Region. His favorite quote is, "The challenge to a leader is to lead others into leadership." Oh, I like that. All right, y'all help me welcome Mr. Khari Harrison.
Hey, Nicole,
Hey.
Reenee. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Pleasure to have both of you. All right. So, my favorite question, one of my favorite questions of my guests is, who are you? Not what you do, but who are you? And we'll start with you, Reenee.
So, part of who I am, you mentioned in the bio, but I have to definitely start by saying I am the plug. I use partner leverage for ultimate growth. I dot the I's and cross the T's and connect you to the resources that you did and did not know that you need. I am a God-fearing woman. I am a wife, a friend, and I'm really going to be someone who wants to help solve the problem whenever possible. That is who I am, Nicole, and I'm so excited and thankful to be on here today and looking forward to this great conversation.
Nice. Love that. Thank you so much. All right. Khari. Who is Khari Harrison? Not what you do, but who are you?
Not what I do, but who am I? Well, my name is Khari Harrison. I'm a motivator. I love to take a lot of pride in motivating others. Um, I think I'm an extra extrovert, just like Reenee.
Mm,
Um, I may be a little bit more than she is, but I like to make sure that people have direction to know exactly what they can achieve. I had a lot of help to get to where I'm at, so that's who I am. I love to be around people, and um, that's what I do. So
all right. Wonderful. Well, thank you for that. And thank you both for joining me today. Now, you all have a special event coming up.
yes,
Y'all want to tell the folks about it?
absolutely. So we have the Refresh Hiring Fair that's coming up on January 29th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, we've had this fair for a couple of years now, and it has always been a big one. Hence the name Refresh. It wasn't always named Refresh, but we decided to rename it Refresh, and it really goes along with, you know, getting in that mindset is about, maybe in 2024 you were maybe down on your luck looking for a job, or maybe you want to find a way to find a new job. And a lot of people make a lot of New Year's resolutions, so why not have refresh? And let's get it going so 2025 could be awesome.
Yes. All
And
right.
Nicole, can I add to that really quick, please?
Sure.
Especially because there's so many people that are saying they don't know how to find jobs. Nobody's hiring. There are over 1,062 jobs in Employ Florida, our statewide Florida job posting site in our region alone. That's
Wow.
Leon, Gadsden, Wakulla County, and Jefferson County.
How many?
Literally 1,602 jobs open, and that was from January 17th, right?
Yes.
We as a Career Source Capital Region, we have secured over 1,000 placements in the year 23 to 2024. It was like 1,000, 1,100, something like that placements in that time frame. So we are advocates and we can help you get those jobs. I highly, highly recommend that you please come to this refresh hiring fair because the jobs are there. You see it all the time. People are talking about that there's no jobs available. Something's out there. Some employers are going to be there on the 29th of January. So we hope that you're there too.
All right. And that'll be at 9 a.m. at the office on Blairstone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we'll share more about it later, but I just wanted to get it out at the beginning of the show so that folks who may be tuning in or may have to leave can definitely look into that, and we'll give more information at the end of the show. So we have some more folks that have joined us. I want to definitely acknowledge them. Miss Kesey, who is here in Tallahassee, thank you for being here. Miss Career Source Capital Region is on. Thank you for being here as well. I appreciate you helping to coordinate all of this. So she said we are excited to have our superstars featured today. Absolutely. We got Miss Teresa Nix, who is here in Tallahassee. Joe Ellen's in the house. Thank you for being here, Miss Teresa. Also, John White Duval in the house. Yes, thank you for being here. He's in Jacksonville. He had great information. We got Miss Tracy Golay, who is here as well. She said, good evening. Good to see you, Mr. Harrison. Yes.
Yes, good to see you.
Right. Yes. I feel like I missed something. Okay, and I think Cindy was just giving us greetings to her Florida family. Stay warm. All right, we got Jada from Legal Services of North Florida. Thank you for being on here, Jada. We appreciate you so much. All right, so we're gonna dive into this topic, which is, and I'll put the whole thing up because it's a little lengthy one, but I think it's very timely and relevant to what's going on in our world, especially like post-pandemic, as well as with the fair, the refresh fair coming up. So the topic is refresh your path, building vocational wellness through workforce development. So when you all hear that, what do you think of? Anybody?
So I'll go first, Khari, if you don't mind, because I want to segue into part of your story. So when we think of vocational wellness, right, we really want to be thinking about how it refers to that personal satisfaction and enrichment of one's work or one's career. It really focuses on the overall well-being, the mental health, the financial stability, even community development, right? And it's lastly really about that connection to workforce development, aligning those skills and those career opportunities with individual passions and community needs. And I really wanted to say that because Khari is a great example of how vocational wellness, that personal satisfaction, that enrichment through one's work and career is a great segue to where he started to where he is now.
Okay, nice. Khari, what you want to say about it?
I tell you, you know what? Following Reenee has always been difficult in my career, but I love it because I love Reenee. But yeah, vocational wellness is really important. One of the things that I try to tell people all the time is you have to be able to be aware of what you bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
That is very important. I mean, you may not know right away, but that's why, you take assessments and you really get an idea of what type of skills you may actually have. But then at the same time, when you're working for somebody else, you have to understand that you interview for that job, right?
Right.
And you also interviewed them. And so you're the one that's still in control as far as what do you want to do with your career.
Okay.
So complacency can never ever enter into this conversation because you need to make sure that you have your goals in line with where you want to be within a certain amount of time, and then hold your employer accountable to get you to that point. But it goes the other way around. You have to do what you have to do to make sure that your employer is going to recognize you. And that was one of the things that happened to me when I first came to Career Source.
Okay.
8 years ago. And I worked on the other side of the company as a youth leader. And I was responsible for in Gaston County, making sure that I provided opportunities for youth to be able to, number one, get off the street, get their GEDs, go to school, you name it. Anything that we could possibly do, that's what we did. And I was very successful in doing that.
Okay.
And then I left that side of the company and came to the business side. So I apologize, Nicole, I gave you the wrong bio.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
When you were reading it, I was like, wait, did I get demoted? Hold on. But,
no, you did.
But I'm the manager of business and employer solutions.
Okay, nice.
With Career Source Capital Region.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we move on to that, I'm gonna take you back to the youth, right? Because a lot of times youth are still trying to find their way. They don't quite know what it is they're interested in. So, you mentioned assessments. So talk a little bit about how assessments help us with, building our vocational wellness potentially.
Well, I tell you, Reenee, you want me to go first? Okay. I'll tell you, for me, when I was dealing with the youth, it was really important because a lot of them would come into the office to see me, and they heard about this youth program. Okay. And really what they wanted the gift cards. Because people want incentives, right? But then when they found out that we could try to find, employment for them, a lot of them needed your GED, so we paid for that, and that was great. But a lot of them who came into the office were saying, "Oh, I want to be a nurse," or "Oh, I want to be a doctor." And when you start talking to them, doing an initial assessment, and you start talking about the career, they say, "Well, I don't want to deal with blood."
But you want to be a nurse.
And the funny thing is, but you said you wanted to be a nurse. And I don't want to really have to deal with anybody. I just want to go to work. And what happens a lot of times, what I found out is that when you're looking for employment, the very first people you typically going to go to as a high school senior are your parents. And if your parents don't understand what employment opportunities are out there for you, they're going to guide you to what they know. And it may only be nursing. It may only be, the doctor. The assessments help because they allow you to see by answering these questions through all the different assessments we have, they allow you to see where you fit in. I mean, you may become a paralegal, or you may have the spirit of an entrepreneur. So, when the youth see that, they go, "Wow, wait, I can do this. I can do that." So it opens up opportunities.
Okay. So let me pause us for one moment. We have a few more folks that have joined us that I definitely want to acknowledge. Ms. Cara Palmer Smith said, "Hi, Reenee and Khari. Looking forward to the discussion. Thank you for being here, Cara." And Mr. Michael Cork, he said, "Hey, y'all. He's here in Tallahassee as well." And Kesey gave us some hand claps. So I want to, I mentioned the assessment and the youth because I think sometimes adults might not know what it is. Their passions are, the assessments can assist them with, identifying what their skills are. But how important is it for them to maybe shadow somebody, the youth, to kind of see what the job entails and kind of walk it out? Does Career Source offer something like that to allow for something like that to happen?
Yeah, we have a huge program with that. And I have to just really commend our youth program because we have, it's called LEAP, Learn, Earn, and Advance program. And it is catered to youth that are ages 16 to 24. We know that over 18 is not considered a youth, but in our area it is. And when we talk about opportunities to be able to shadow, we have things such as work experience, we have things such as apprenticeships, and we're working directly with employers to be able to get these career seekers, whether they're youth, whether they're adults, directly in the door with these employers. We have a list, a database of employers who have agreed to be a work site. So
Okay.
when a career seeker comes in, they have the idea of, I'm not really sure what I want to do. We can take an assessment. We can get some idea of what they want to go, where they want to go, what their unique skills or abilities are, and then be able to match them with an employer to help them develop those skills. And like you mentioned, Khari mentioned as well, they don't always know what they want to do, right? So our team, they're going to explore with them. Well, have you thought about this? Well, your skill says that you're good at this, but do you know that this can transcend into X, Y, and Z? And a
Mhm.
lot of times they don't know that. They think it's only good for just this one industry. So when they get that opportunity to shadow and work experience on the job training, the goal is to come out with set metrics. So you'll have an itinerary, you'll have a list planned out of, this is what I'm going to learn weekly, daily, monthly, the time that I'm with this employer. And then when you're done, the objective would be, I'm not just shadowing you for a day or for three months or 2 months. I'm shadowing you and getting this work experience to be able to have a job, a career potentially after this time frame is done. And the beauty of this, for any employers or anyone else that might be listening on the line, right? That is a cost when we're dealing with work experience that Career Source Capital Region will cover. So you don't have to worry about from that employer standpoint. If you are working in our work experience program, if that career seeker comes through us, referred to through us to your company, we will pay them to work for you. Eligible career seekers, we will pay them to come and work for you for X amount of time, X amount of hours. So highly recommend you reach out to us. And if you're a career seeker and you know a business, I would love to do a shadowing with this company over here. Reach out to us. Talk to our youth advisor, Mr. Keita Blackshear over in our youth department. Let her know what you're looking to do. And we'll reach out between Khari and his team, myself. We'll reach out to that employer and make sure that they are on our worksite agreement.
Nice. Love that. Now, I don't know how many people in the area are even aware that you all offer that service, but that, can be very valuable, to prevent an employer from having to go through the process of hiring and through the, what do you call like the first 90 days? I can't even think of the name of it.
Vocational.
Yes, the probationary period, 'cause this is like you can kind of try it before you buy it, right?
Right.
In some regards, right? And so, I that's phenomenal. Now, I want to, in terms of this particular topic, kind of pull us in the direction of the whole refresh your path piece, because it seems like we during the pandemic, especially, we saw what they call the Great Resignation, right? Where folks
Mhm.
were leaving jobs that they had been in for many, many years, and just choosing like totally different career paths, right? Maybe they went to the thing that they were passionate about, as a young person or in college, or the thing that they always wanted to do, or just again just chose something altogether different. And so talk to us a little bit about the whole refresh your path piece, when people do take these kind of very different vocational paths.
Well, I'll go ahead and go
Okay.
first. Um, COVID did a job on us. It did a job on it did a job on the workforce. We went home, and when we went home, a lot of people lost their jobs, but then they were able to get into the gig economy, and they found out that they can make money, a high rate of pay,
Yeah.
um, and it became more important to make some of that money than it would be to get some of your benefits. So, like people will forego getting their health insurance and enrolling in their 401ks because they could work every single day for top dollar
Mm-hmm.
and make more money than they were making when they were working for the company that probably just let them go. Some of them liked it, and some of them are still continuing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the employer, once COVID calmed down, we went remote, and that worked for some, but everybody can't be remote. There are businesses that really need to have people on site all the time. So the
Mm-hmm.
biggest the biggest challenge has been to get people back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so what my team does, I have a team of account executives that goes out to employers all the time, daily, Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like to see them in my office. I want to see them out and about. Um, so that I know that they're speaking to every single employer that we possibly can. Our job is to really impress upon the employers that, we might need to change a couple of things so
Mm-hmm.
that you can get these people back into the workforce. Things changed. People had a chance to kind of realize what they may be able to do. And then, the whole deal about flexibility and just what does the organization stand for? It's
Mm-hmm.
it was no longer about, okay, I can pay you this amount of money, but people wanted more meaning with the employers. So that's something that we really talk to them about, their culture and, what does that look like? And what does it look like to have the new employee looking for work right now?
Yeah. No, that's definitely something that was challenged. I mean, we literally saw businesses close as a result of not being able to have uh, employees. They had no folks to come do the work. And so, I feel like the tables kind of turned there for a minute. We saw fast food restaurants giving signing bonuses and
Yes.
and stuff like
Yes.
that. Like that's unheard of. But they were really trying to keep those doors open and keep the business flowing and going. But I think employers also realized that there were other things that employees valued.
Mm-hmm.
They valued the flex time. They valued more time with their families and loved ones and things of that nature. And so those are all now considerations when looking at the workforce, right?
Yes, they are. I can tell you right now, and Reenee, I'll go ahead and let you chime in on this, but that's one of the things I like about Career Source Capital Region, because I think they know that we're attractive to be able to find other employment, but yet they allow us flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
They work with our schedules. I mean, we have so many options to be able to just kind of do our job and then have trust that that our management is going to allow us to do the job. That if that position becomes available, it makes it difficult to say, well, I don't know if I want to go there or not,
Yeah.
because I'm going to lose what I'm already able to do.
Flexibility.
Yes.
The flexibility is huge, Nicole. And I'm so glad you said that and brought that up, Khari. It was really a time when we were impacted with that COVID situation where employees had a lot. They had their ball in the park. Like they were ones that were in control and that could decide what they wanted to do with things. And I always tell career seekers that I engage with that still keep that same momentum, right? Go in with the list of things that you want. Negotiate. Maybe you don't have this high salary. I work for a nonprofit. I'm not making bank. But like Khari mentioned, we have that flexibility. We have time off. I can go away if I need to be with family and still be able to work remote. That trumps any amount of money as long as my bills are paid. I don't need to be at a top ranking position or pay because I'm able to have that accommodations for things like that. Now, Career Source Capital Region, I know y'all are listening. I still would like a raise come my annual. So don't think that is not the case. So
you better go on and put in for that raise, man.
I want to make sure so, but you do as an employee or career seeker, you do want to make sure you have some non-negotiables and some negotiables, right? As well as some things that like, what can I give and take? What am I okay with not having right now? Because we're in a society, in a world where everything has to be right now. I need this right now. I need this right now. But what can I work up to? Let me have a plan and action of like, we'll start here and maybe in 3 months I'll go here, maybe in 6 months I'll go there. And honestly, that's also where apprenticeships come in handy because you can build different programs.
Uh-oh.
Let me just,
they're getting more on the back end eventually.
All right, we had a little bit of a freeze there, Reenee, but carry on. So you said you get a little bit more on the back end if you negotiate.
Yeah, with apprenticeships. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So apprenticeships are a great way to do that because with apprenticeships, you are getting those different trainings at different levels and different paces. So an employer could go, you know what, for the next 60 days, we're going to do this. And then after you reach this tier level, we get to 6 months, you're going to be here. And then by the time you get to 8 months here and then a year, you're going to be here. You should be at this level. So having those conversations with your employer, what does this look like? 6 months from now, a year from now, would be really key to making sure, one, that retention is there, and two, that company culture is there for that employee to want to stay.
Nice, 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 nice. All
And
right.
Nicole,
So,
Nicole,
go
can
ahead.
I chime in on one thing with that?
Sure.
So it's also really important, and Career Source Capital Region does this on the career seeker side. I know because I was doing it for quite some time.
Okay.
But having the end goals, right? So you know exactly where you want to be or what you're trying to obtain, right?
Mhm.
But you have to make smart goals
Mm,
to get to that. If you only have that one goal that says, hey, I want to be the manager of business and employer solutions, right? Well, what about all the steps that you have to take to be able to make it to that, right?
mhm,
So SMART, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound,
mhm.
is really important in making sure that you set these little tiny goals up as a career seeker with your employer to achieve the end goal. And when you do get those little tiny goals, you need to celebrate them
Yeah.
in any way that you want to celebrate them. Go celebrate them. If it's go to the beach, if it's go out to dinner, if it's whatever it is, you need to celebrate that so that you can now move on to the next goal so you can achieve what you're trying to achieve.
And
Indeed.
Nicole, just
Uh-huh.
to add on to Khari's piece of that, in
Sure.
terms of the SMART goals that he mentioned, guess what, you guys? Those SMART goals, you don't have to wait until you have a career or a job to do that. You can map out what those SMART goals are right now, today. You can be in high school, elementary, middle school, college, not in school at all, doing that today. And you can do that consistently throughout your life. Even if you feel like, I think I'm set, still map out what those SMART goals could be to see if there's some new levels you might want to go to. And Career Source Capital Region has a team, a staff, our career centers, and each of the surrounding counties that we have that can assist you with developing that plan and what a SMART goals would be.
Nice, 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 nice. All right. Thank you both. So we are about halfway through our conversation. The time is flying right on by. So though for those of you who are just tuning in, I am talking with both Reenee and Khari, who are from Career Source Capital Region. They have a big event coming up on January 29th. It's their Refresh Hiring Fair, which will take place at 9 a.m. at the Blairstone location. And what's the Blairstone address?
It is 2601 Blairstone Road.
All right, 2601 Blairstone Road.
And that's going to be Building C, Suite 200.
All right, Building C 200. So definitely take advantage of that in our Tallahassee area. Now, Career Source is statewide, but we are specifically focusing on the capital region in terms of that refresh hiring fair taking place on January 29th.
And Nicole, the capital region, that's going to be Gadsden, Jefferson County, Leon County, and Wakulla County.
All right. So y'all heard that. All of those counties, those surrounding counties in our Big Bend area.
Can I get a couple of logistics about the fair really quick?
Hold on one moment. We got a few more folks that have joined us. Frankel, good evening. Thank you for being here. We also have Janita who's joined us. Thank you for being here. And Drink Sinatra goals. Treat yourself. All right. Thank you, Drink. Yes, go ahead, Khari. What you got?
So this, like I said before, this is one of our bigger hiring fairs.
Mm-hmm.
We've had quite a few quite a few employers that really want to see what career seekers can come out. As of right now, we are full with 12 employers that will be at our center on January 29th. And we actually have a waiting list. So hopefully I'll be able to get everything straight with all of those 12 employers. If not, we do have a waiting list. But right now, we have over 25 positions that we currently are listing for. And some of those employers are still adding positions. So I'm thinking we're going to have well over 35 or so, which is really good. And that's healthcare, manufacturing, retail, education. And then we also have general, which is we have a food service that's going to be there as well. So.
All right. Well, Miss Palmer Smith says she hopes that ELC is on your list. It got quiet. Nobody said anything, Car. So I don't.
No. Don't do that. Because see, Cara is going to call me in just a moment and be like, what is going on? I know Cara. I love you, Cara.
I know her too. That's why I said I know what we're dealing with here. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this the whole idea of your passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is really, really important. And you know, you talked a little bit, Kari, earlier about how sometimes people think they might want to do a particular job or vocation just based on what their mind thinks that it is and not what it actually is. How important is it for folks to follow their passions when it comes to career and vocation?
Extremely important. you're looking at you're looking at making sure that you are not only going to do the job that you are interested in, but doing it well. And the way that you're going to do it well is you have to love your job.
Mhm.
If you're in a career that you do not love, I would urge you to quickly maybe do some assessments and figure out exactly what else you're good at, because we shouldn't have to spend 80% of our time with an employer and we don't like the job.
Mm.
So you really have to know exactly. You don't have to know exactly what it is you want to do, but you need to have some sort of direction.
Mhm.
Um, and if you don't have that direction, it's okay, because that's what Career Source Capital Region is here for, to help you and guide you and give you those opportunities that you may not already see. So we provide that opportunity for you to be able to maybe dive into some other things.
Gotcha. All right. So Kesey said flexibility is very important. It's good information. She said PTO benefits, holiday pay, most definitely. So all things that are important. Do you all talk to the job seekers about these types of benefits?
They do, definitely. And our Career Center staff, they talk to them about every aspect of what goes into getting a job. What do you need to do to secure a job, from resume writing, resume critiquing,
Mhm.
interviewing on the spot. We've even had something where we've hosted at our Career Center a luncheon where we can have career seekers come out that are actively hiring, actively searching for jobs right now, and they can interview a mock interview with an HR professional, and they get good HR professionals who know how to ask those tough questions and help coach you, or help you perfect how you can make that interview stand out compared to everybody else. And then in
Right.
addition to that, I always want to let people know that maybe you don't want to participate in some of these things because you feel like you might be lacking skills. We offer something at no cost as well. It's called Florida Ready to Work. This is another piece of those assessments that we're speaking of, and they cover soft skills. And employers can have their career seekers. We've had schools that have reached out to us register for these things, but they cover things like digital skills. They cover things on like how are you doing computer skill wise? Or can you open the computer? Do you understand the basics of the computer? Do you understand the Word documents of the computer? Do you understand the soft skill component of communicating effectively to employers or sending a proper email? So really, when you're working with us, we cover every asset from entry level all the way up to C-suite, everything in between.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. We got a few more folks that are joining us. I definitely want to acknowledge them quickly. Lisa Perry, she said, "This is true. I am in a career I love." That is interesting. Thank you for being here, Lisa. We got Miss Kiosha. Thank you for being here. Greetings, greetings. Yes, thank you for joining us. Kesey said, "Wow, I didn't know that was a possibility." We got Krista Campbell on. Thank you for being here, Krista. She said Reenee also covers
No,
soft
that's RTW. She got fancy.
RTW.
Ready to
Oh,
work.
ready
Ready
to
to
work.
work.
Ready to work. That's the Florida Ready to Work plan that you or
Correct.
Yes.
okay program that you mentioned. Okay, cool. And then Mr. Warren Cave is on. He said,
Woo!
"Hey, Nicole, Everett, family and friends. Hey, Reenee, my sister. Who is that guy? Khari Harrison. Name sound familiar."
That's my dude.
He said, I need a meeting with Reenee because Khari is too busy for me.
Oh no, I'm so
He is. He's he's doing his thing. I gotta give it to Khari, and he's so encouraging, and that's a whole nother conversation. But agreed.
That is. Well, I think that's a good segue, Khari. Talk to us a little bit about motivation because that's part of the work, right? Being motivated to go to work. It's nothing like being in a job that you are not motivated to go to on a daily basis. So talk to us about motivation.
Motivation is important. I talk to people. My dad taught me this thing called walking heavy. And it's really an awareness of who you are and what do you really want to do in life. And nobody knows that but you. And you have to set the parameters up so that you can be as successful as you need to be. Mm-hmm. But you need to make sure that when you're with that employer, you have to focus on what motivates you. Mm. So when you're trying to interview with that employer, don't just take the job just because they're interviewing you. Interview them and make sure that this is going to be something that's going to motivate you every day. Listen, I get up every morning at 4:30. Mm-hmm. Every morning. Wow. I mean, I have to get up early because I have a disability. I have lupus, so I have to get up and make sure that my body is functioning correctly and I can make it out there, especially in this cold. But when I come to work every day, I come to work with excitement because guess what I'm doing? I'm changing lives. I'm speaking to employers. I'm making sure that employers understand the workforce has changed.
Yeah.
And I'm in charge of making sure that the folks that work for me, when they're out speaking to these employers, we're motivating them. Just like it was mentioned before in the comments about flexible pay and PTO and 401k and all of that. We have to talk to the employers and let them know, hey, that stuff is still really important.
Yeah.
This is what the career seekers want to see. Everybody who works for Career Source Capital Region needs to have a love for the job because we're a nonprofit. Like Reenee said, we're not making a whole lot of money. So this is something that you love it or you don't. There's really no in between. And I love what I do. I get up every morning and I'm just really happy that I'm able to be in a position where I can help so many people achieve what they want to achieve. And that's work-wise. I've been able to have a lot of help in my career, and I like to offer the same help to everyone else.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So I got a question for both of you. What happens when people are not vocationally well? What are some of the side effects if they are not well career-wise vocationally? Talk to us a little bit about it.
So I want to chime in on that one, Nicole, because I have a personal experience. You know me, you see me out in the community. I'm very bubbly, I'm active, I want to get going, right? I worked in the music industry for over 8 years. Worked at managing a big name H&R Block, managing a gym here for about 3.5, 4 years as well, right? Mm-hmm. When I left the gym, I was burnt out with like that corporate world. So I stopped, and this was actually this was a blessing how this worked. It was right at COVID because the gyms shut down. So I left probably the summer that the summer before COVID happened, and it kicked off in December. And I decided to go. I'm going to be a chill job. I'm going to do nothing, just kind of like sit still. I decided to be a receptionist, Nicole.
Okay.
The company I worked for, amazing, amazing. NAL Talcor, I can shout them out, but what I was doing, it was not for me. And I had to really have a come to Jesus moment. And I had to talk to HR there. She was super sweet, very understanding. We had that one-on-one. I was nervous, but I realized I'm sitting at a desk all day. The phones are barely ringing, which is great because that means I don't have any problems. I only get busy around the first of the month because people are coming to pay their rental bills, that kind of thing. So I was just kind of there, okay, well, for most people, they'd be happy because they're getting a paycheck, right? But I wanted to do something. Can I make coffee? Can I go copy some papers for you? Can I run this errand, right? And so I think probably 2 days in, I told my husband, I can't do this. Like, I thought that I could just have a desk job. That is not for me. And I was okay exploring that. A couple of weeks later, I found out about Career Source Capital Region, our HR, Charlotte Brown at our area. She interviewed me, spoke to me. The position I was applying for, she said, this is not for you. And I was like, what? And I was like, what do you have? She was like, I think you'd be good at this position, which at the time was a business account executive position. And I was like, that's me. I get about the community. I get to do events. I get to do all this stuff. So in that, because I communicated with not only the current employer, HR, my new employer, HR, Career Source Capital Region, which it would be, I let them know that I did not want to leave NAA Talcor hanging. And a lot of times we come across employees find new positions, they up and leave or they don't show up, right? I spoke with them, spoke with Career Source. They let me, gave me some leeway. Hey, can you start on this day in August? It's still summertime. I think I worked with NAA Talcor for like 3 months and let them know, hey, make sure you find someone by this day, August 19th, and I will be going on to my new position. And they did. And they were so appreciative because one, they were okay with that, not being satisfied in that position and wanting to do more. They offered, hey, listen, if you can stick with us 6 months, we can probably add some more to the table. That might have worked for some people. For me personally, I knew that wasn't going to work. I knew mentally I was going to be drained. I wasn't going to be happy. It was nothing strenuous at all, but it just was not going to make me happy just sitting at that desk just for the full time. And so they worked with me, like I said, and at August came and I transitioned out, did my last little bit of things I needed to do, and then started at Career Source. But in an ideal world, that's how things should go. As an employee, you have to communicate with your employer, even if you feel like it might hurt, or if you feel like, I'm kind of scared to kind of thing. You need to communicate with that employer. And it might not be, hey, I'm interviewing with another company. No, maybe you have the position, but show them that courtesy of, hey, listen, do this. And maybe you can't stay with them for the 3 months that I did till August. But because I communicated with Charlotte, our Career Source Capital Region HR, she was okay with me staying till August. That's 3 months of that position that they have hiring for someone that they want me to do. They waited for me. And that's not always the thing, but I asked and they were willing. Yeah, you know what? See if they'll wait till this date, we'll hire you on this date and we're good to go. And I've been here ever since.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We got a few more folks that have some comments. Well, Malcolm has joined us. Thank you for being here, Brother Malcolm. Kiosha said, you all are making a whole lot of impact. Thank you. Kesey, she said, thank you as well. And she said, I forgot to mention retirement and retirement matching. So also might be part of your package or what you negotiate for. I'm coming to your question in just a minute, Warren. Krista said, Reenee, great story and impressive approach to what could have been an uncomfortable situation. Yes, I cannot imagine you sitting behind a desk all day. I cannot either.
I don't need to do that now. I'm excited for an event, a ribbon cutting, a workshop. Let me get out and talk to people.
Right. All right. We got Queen Pat Henson with us. She said that's rare because most employers aren't willing to work with you.
Yo, Queen Pat, that's huge. And this is why I know you keep hearing Khari and I mention Career Source Capital Region, but this is why we are stressing you need to reach out to us. Even if you don't come to the office, you want to email us, call us, let us know so we can get you connected. Let's be real, you guys. Yes, you can just go and apply for a job and, hopefully get it. But a lot of times it's that connection that we might have or that someone might have with someone else that's able to help you get through the door. And we hear it. Khari knows this. We hear this all the time. We have career seekers who are like, I've been applying everywhere. Where have you been applying? Nobody's called me back. What does your application look like? What keywords are you putting on there? What keywords are missing? Okay, what are you saying in the interview if nobody's hiring you? Or, what didn't match up to align with what their job description said for some skill sets that you have, but maybe you didn't list them correctly on your resume, right? So when you get with Career Source Capital Region, we're going to help develop all those things, right? We're going to have Khari's team, the account executives. We have HRs, the presidents, the people who are in charge. We have the numbers. not just the office numbers, the direct line to link to them and call them and say, hey, you know what? Jim Johnson just applied for this position. Miss Nicole, do you mind checking his resume? Would you confirm that you have it in that application portal? Oh yeah, Reenee, I got you. Oh yeah, Reenee, Khari, I got you. I'll let you know how it is, right? Then we can say, let me know what you think. If something didn't work, please let me know that as well. And the employers are honest with us. And it's not something we at Career Source Capital Region, we don't ever guarantee, right? Under promise, but overdue kind of thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's really about the connections that we have and being able to link that with where they need to go. And we're not to do that. And they're not afraid to tell us, you know what, this career seeker didn't work because they have this barrier, or this career seeker is not going to work because of this. So utilize your resources, you guys. That's that partner leverage.
Absolutely. Come on, plug.
Can I mention one thing as well?
Yeah.
So vocational wellness is really important. I come across, like, it's interesting. I really like to be out and about. In the new position that I'm in, kind of changed me to the office a little bit. So it's okay because I'm moving up the ladder. So I'm liking it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still can't get away from dealing with the career seekers that come in, because that's my passion, right? I like dealing with people. And a lot of times I'll go to the workforce services room and I just find out what's going on, who's here. And it's interesting because I know a lot of the people that are coming in, and a lot of them have the same thing to say. And one of the comments that comes to me a lot is, I've been applying for this job. This is like the 10th time I've applied for this same job. And the employers will not call me back. The employers want you to go ahead and apply, but then they won't call me back. And I would caution every career seeker about that, because at some point we need to turn around and look at each other.
Mm-hmm.
We need to say, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yep.
Right.
Maybe I'm not submitting my resume the right way.
Yep.
Maybe I'm not doing my cover letter the right way. Maybe when I'm sitting in front of the employer, I'm not being the best representation of myself. And that's what Career Source Capital Region is here for. We're here to do mock interviews. We're here to make sure that you have everything that you possibly need. And we're also here to have a realistic conversation with you. Maybe that's not your career.
Hello. Dr. K said the same job 10 times.
It's happened.
Yes. Yes.
And for one of them, right, they didn't have the right keywords for a state job, because when you're applying for these city and state jobs, tips and strategies, they have keywords that they're looking for. Everything's this AI world that we're kind of living in. So if you aren't having those keywords, you're not even getting through past AI. You're not even getting to a person yet. You're already kicked out. But guess what, though? Even if you didn't have those keywords, you can pick up the phone and be like, Mr. Harrison, do y'all know somebody at X, Y, and Z company? Actually, we do. Did you already submit your application? We did. Let me call them real quick and make sure they received it. Great. And then we don't have to follow back up with the career seeker, because at that moment, the employer will reach back out and let them know, whether it's via email, phone call. And we never, like I said, we don't guarantee you the job, but at least we can guarantee that we're going to do our part with communicating with the employer. And then it's up to you and that employer whether you secure the position from there. But we will connect the dots that need to go.
Nice. All right. Let me get to Warren's question. He said, how often are you guys doing workplace job seeking etiquette for now and the future? I know y'all don't, but it is easily accessible. So do you do anything on workplace or job seeking etiquette?
We have actually a professional development workshop which deals over etiquette in the workplace. Okay. And a lot of times employers can go and we present that to the employees, right, or their team or their managing team for that nature. And then we have a calendar on our Career Source Capital Region website. Nicole will share that with you before we go. But we have events every month, workshops almost every day of the week. There's some type of workshop going on, or every other day a workshop's going on. We did a virtual workshop earlier today on like virtual interview process, a virtual mock interview process for
Okay,
career
nice.
seekers to hop on, no cost. You're at the comfort of your home and you can go over what an interview would look like. So yes, Warren, if you check out our Career Source Capital Region calendar, we have workshops all day for all different areas, ranging from how I'm multi-generational, or ranging from I'm an older person over 55 trying to get back into the workforce realm, or I am a person with a barrier, re-entry person. How do I navigate this workforce realm? Or I am a youth. How do I navigate this workforce realm?
Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. All right. So Frank Hill said, wonderful knowledge being shared. We'll catch the replay to listen more intently about the services provided. Awesome. Warren, great show. Thanks, Nicole. I'm sitting here in awe because I just redid my resume because a well-known nonprofit has reached out to me to get on staff. I'm going to interview them. He also said, now I need to interview and utilize my leverage of them needing me just as much as I need them. Pay growth,
Absolutely.
etc.
That
Love
Exactly.
is key. That is
And
Mhm.
that is
Warren, you
key.
like being out in the community, Warren. So you use that to your advantage of what you also bring to the table. You are connected. You are in leadership Tallahassee. Hello, plugs. All, you know what I mean? You are out in the community. You have a story. All of that can play into how you're presenting yourself to this employer, especially a nonprofit, because at some point you probably touch that demographic so well that they might not even know you have that side over there.
Mhm.
So, Nicole,
Yep.
I hope we're not running out of time, but I want to say this
Yeah.
really quick.
Okay.
Um, oh, we are running out of time?
We are, but you're good.
Okay, all right. So, being prepared is really important. Really,
Mhm.
really, really important. You're going to see an employer. I would recommend that everybody have a portfolio. You know, on one side of your portfolio, and this is what I did, and this is what I used to teach my youth to do, because
Mhm.
I don't see people doing it, so this works. Um, but on one side of your portfolio, you have your resume and your cover letter to introduce yourself to the employer. You need to be able to talk about what's on your resume, though. Don't just have a resume and then when they ask you about the resume, you can't explain what's on your resume. You need
Mhm.
to be able to talk about what's on your resume. On the other side of the portfolio, why not do your research on the company?
Mm.
You know, the internet, the
Mm.
website, it's not there for me. I know what's on the website. The website is there for the career seeker. Print
Yeah.
out a couple of pages, right?
Mm.
And then when you print out a couple of pages and you open up your portfolio, the employer is going to see that you did your research. And
Mhm.
the last thing that I will say that is so paramount right now is that when an employer is interviewing you and they turn it over to you, you better be ready to respond. Because
Mhm.
what happens is they'll say, "Do you have any questions for me?" No, everything's good. No. That
Mm.
is where you want to have your questions. How long have you been here? How do you feel about this job? What's the
Mhm.
culture like here? You need to be able to interview this employer and make sure that this is the place you want to go. And that
Yes.
is going to help with your vocational wellness because you're going to be employed with an employer that you want to go work for.
Mhm.
It goes both ways. So,
Okay. I love it. That's a great tip right there.
And Nicole, what he just mentioned, that tip, that's a proactive strategy. And I had to get that word out there because as the rapid response coordinator, that's exactly what he did. And that can go on the career seeker that's looking for a position, that employee who's in a current position. And if you've been laid off, that proactive strategy of knowing how to be proactive for what's next is also is going to be so beneficial. And that's where my department, rapid response, would come in.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for that, Reenee. Proactive. Yes. All right. Dr. J. Mack has joined us. And she said, I teach undergrads at FAMU. Would love to have you all come share with them. Thanks for sharing tonight.
would
Thank you,
love
Dr.
to.
We would
Yeah.
love it.
Yes. Car came back. She said that might be a talent talk topic.
Look at you still working your
Okay.
career
Thank you,
towards
Kara.
capital region. You better do it.
Leave it to Car. KPS in the house. Right. Janetta, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Warren, yes, Khari. I love me some y'all, Nicole, Reenee, and my mentor, Khari. Yes. All right. Kesey says social capital, indeed. And Dr. K, she said, do your research. I teach this vehemently. It's so obvious when they don't know anything about the space. And I appreciate interviewees asking good questions.
That's
Yes,
paramount. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. All right, y'all. So I don't know. Y'all feel like we covered it?
I think we covered it. I just want to, I thank you for allowing us to have this platform to really get this hiring fair out there. Like I said, it's January 29th uh, at our location at our Leon Career Center, 2601 Blairstone Road.
Okay.
We've got plenty of employers that are going to be there, plenty of open positions. If you want to refresh, be in a different mindset for year 2025, please come on out. We have the employers ready for you.
All right.
And then,
Nice.
Nicole, if for some reason they're unable to attend the January 29th, we also have other Find the Job Fridays that occur. Was it once a month, Khari, that we're doing them in each county? Once a
Okay.
month, either once a month
It's
or
once a
Find
month
the
in
Job
Leon
Friday.
and once a quarter in the other counties.
Gotcha. So the next one will be at February 7th in McCullough. So we have options. So don't feel like I missed this. It's the end of the world. If you miss it, give us a call. We'll get you in there and put you up on the next one, or at least get you connected with the open position. So we'd love to have you come out, but if you aren't able to make it, we are still able to assist you.
Nice. All right. So Reenee, please tell the folks how they can connect with you.
Yes. So it's Reenee, REENEE .Williams, WILLIAMS at careersourcecapitalregion.com. And you can also send me a message on any of the social media platforms. Reenee, you can find me under that with REENEE. I actually find a lot of career seekers that reach out to me via DM that are looking for jobs because they see me posting in the live on Tallahassee page, Living Tallahassee pages, or the Tallahassee job board pages, things like that. So never feel ashamed or shy to reach out to me. You can also reach out 850-617-4616, or you can text me 850-567-9897. And with that number, if you are a career seeker, if you're an employer, if you are someone who has just recently lost your job, or an employer who is going to be closing or laying off people, please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to our team so we're able to assist you.
Nice. Thank you so much. And Khari, how can folks connect with you?
Yes, you can email me at khari.harrison at careersourcecapitalregion.com. Or you can call my direct cell, which is 850-566-7766, or text that number. And that's pretty much the best way to reach me.
Okay.
My office number is 850-617-4607, but that number goes directly to my cell. So as long as you have my cell, then you'll be able to catch me. And I'm pretty much available. So would love to hear from you. If I can't answer it, then I will make sure I get you to the right person at Career Source Capital Region that can definitely get your questions answered and help you out.
And
Wonderful.
Khari, I'm so glad you said that if you can't answer it, you will connect them with the right resource at Career Source Capital Region. The other piece to that, guess what? If Career Source Capital Region might not be the best resource for you, we are plugged in with community partner agencies all across our region, all across the state, where we will make sure that you're able to get that resource that you need. Whether it's through our Crossrock portal that we have, where we can look up different agencies serving different needs, or it's directly connecting you via email with that certain resource that you may need.
Nice. Love it. All right. So we have folks chiming in. Krista, great advice. And thank you for doing what you do. All three of you. Thank you, Krista. Kara, great job. You all know you are part of my forever team, but I won't try and recruit you all from Capital, from Career Source Capital Region. Thank you, Kara. All right. I do hope this has been beneficial for our viewers. If it has, let us know in the comments. Give us some hearts, some thumbs ups, or something. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. All right. Dr. K, great topic. Thank you, Dr. K. Career Source Capital Regional. You can register for the event here. So tell us a little more about that. Is there a link or something? If there's a link, put it in the comments. All right. Thank you so much, Nicole. Appreciate it. All right. Frankel, thank you all. Jada, thank you for pouring into our community. Jada. All right. Kiosha, as usual, great conversation. Thank you, Kiosha. Queen Pet, awesomeness. Thank you, Queen Pet. Appreciate you being on tonight. So, y'all, let's keep this conversation going because vocational wellness is so important. I told both Reenee and Khari, when we talk about who we are, the number one go-to is what we do. And
Hmm.
what we do is our career, our vocation, our passion, our purpose, right? And so we want to do well in that area. So this is like really an important topic. So let's keep this going. Please share this link with somebody who may need it. Invite them to come to the Refresh Hiring Fair on January 29th and connect with these folks. Reenee and Khari are wealths of resources. I just made up that word.
Hmm.
Um, and can really provide great information and plugging folks, not only career seekers but also employers. So use them. That's what they're here for. They want to assist you with whatever your vocational needs are. Okay. So my mom just said great jobs. Thank you, Ma. Dr. J Mack just forwarded to 2 job seekers. Yay!
Awesome. Yay.
That's what we want to hear. Love that. Love that.
We want
Love
to
that.
see them there. We want to see them.
We do.
And the other thing too is when we have career seekers that show up to these hiring fairs, I'm the lead for these hiring fairs.
Mm-hmm.
The staff, if we see somebody just walking around and they don't really know where they want to go, oh, we're gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna sit there. We're gonna talk to you for a second and say, hey, what do you really want to do?
Yep.
And then we're gonna get you to those employers. Now, if that employer is not there, guess what? We're still gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Love it. Love it. That's great. Miss Jeanette, who's down in Miami Garden, she said retired 25 years, will encourage young career seekers in Tally area to get in touch with the center. Thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Jeanette. Appreciate you so much. All right. And of course, I got to plug Conversations with Nicole. So, for those of you who may be new to this platform, I invite you to subscribe to Conversations with Nicole on YouTube. We are live on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, primarily focusing on mental health and wellness in Black and Brown communities. I'm on the radio on Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on 96.1 Jams and on Hallelujah 95.3 on Mondays at 8:45 a.m. on the Michael Cork Morning Show. So there's plenty of opportunities for us to connect. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your knowledge, your expertise today, y'all. This has been great. And again, hopefully those who are looking for vocational wellness will seek you out to help them on that journey to refresh, right?
that's right.
Woo-hoo.
Let's
All
refresh.
right.
Let's get it.
Indeed. All right. Cara said, I've had great success with your hiring events. Wonderful. Glad
Aw.
to hear
Yes,
that.
she has.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. All right, good people. We are going to sign off, but have a great rest of the evening and be safe out there, Tallahassee folks, with that snow. And we'll catch y'all later. All right.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Shout out my uncle in Queens, New York, listening in. Love ya.